So whenever we are in different emotions, they are reflecting in our face. So what is the connections of emotion and face? We will try to understand today. So we will try to understand today what is the connection of beauty with the five elements. Because ultimately, with the help of facial therapy, cosmetic therapy, we are balancing five elements. So let's start the discussion. हमारा ये पूरा कोर्स एकदम फुल टू प्रैक्टिकल होने वाला है. हम पूरे के पूरे आपको प्रैक्टिकल डेमो देने वाले हैं. लेकिन डेमो देने के पहले समझ में आना चाहिए कि हम कर क्या रहे हैं. उसके लिए पहले हमें समझाना है कि कहां कौन सी मसल होती है और कौन सी मसल किस इमोशन से कनेक्टेड है. So until and unless we know the muscles, if I start doing, okay, do this here, do this here, do this here, lift this part upward like this, then you will not able to understand until and unless you know what is the name of this muscle, what is the name of this muscle. So we should understand this part first. So today we are making the relationship of the five element with the facial beauty. So let's start. As per the five element theory, we know in the acupuncture, we have classified each and every organ in the five elements. So this is the element number one, or it is called wood element. And we know in the wood, we are having liver and gallbladder. This is the second element, which is called fire element. The uppermost part of the body, which include our heart, small intestine, brain, and spinal cord. These all are coming in the fire element. Now, if we come to the earth element connected with the digestion. So the digestive part like spleen and stomach are coming in the earth element. And this is connected with the digestion. And the element number four, which is metal, and lungs and large intestine are coming in the metal. So if someone is suffering with a constipation, we are treating the metal. And finally, at last, this is the water element. And we know in the body, kidney and urinary bladder, these structures are connected with the water. So these all organs of the human body can be categorized in the five element. Let's see once again here. So the first element is a wood, second element is a fire, third is a earth, fourth is a metal, and finally, this is the water. These all the five elements are reflecting in our beautiful face. Whatever changing happening in the five element in the body, same thing happening over the face. Same thing happening on the muscles of the face. Let's discuss about that. Take any element. Okay, let's take the metal first. Metal. So in the five element cycle, this is the metal element which is connected with the lung and large intestine. As per the acupuncture, as per the five element theory, the metal element is a very important element. The metal element is connected with depression, with a feeling of guilty. If you feel guilty, means you are disturbing your metal element. The metal element is connected with the sadness, crying. So when we are treating the patient in the clinic, many times some patient come, they cry again and again. So if some patient is cry again and again, means we need to balance the metal element. If someone is depressed, then we have to treat the metal element. So the metal element connected with the depression, guilty feeling, sadness, crying. And whenever any person is in this feeling for a longer time, what will happen with the face? What changes will happen in the face? Earlier face was like that when the person was kid. Now face will become like that with the age. So what change is happening in the face, in the muscles? Let's see in the muscle language. So the disturbance in the metal is disturbing our muscle. Number one muscle that is called depressor anguli oris. This is the first muscle who become very tight. Depressor anguli oris. Let's see where this muscle is. So look at this face. Suppose this person is very sad. So this muscle, both the side, will get disturbed with the time. And even person will develop the lines here. Lines. With the age, many persons developing line here. So this muscle is called depressor anguli oris, and we are having this muscle both the sides, this side and this side. That's why we are making the image like that. If someone is sad, so we are making the image like that. And this person will develop the lines here with the age. I will show you this line. Let's see here. So now look at this image. 1 minute. So look at this image. And we can see very clearly here. So this person will develop these lines here. And these lines are called marionette lines because on the facial wrinkles, there are multiple lines. The name of this line is marionette lines. It is written here. So we can see the results of depression, sadness, and we will shortly discuss how can remove the marionette lines with our facial therapy. Now, if someone is in the depression, the second muscle involved, that is called orbicularis oculi. Now see, it is not mandatory to remember the name. Just you should know the which lines are happening because of the which emotion. So just by seeing the lines, you can find out, oh, this person belongs to this personality. Many persons are developing the lines here. That is called crow feet. Feet like a crow. So on the different areas, some person developing the front here in the center. This area. Each and every lines because of some reason. So just by looking the lines, we can find out, we can diagnose the patient. Even we can find out the what is happening inside the body, and we can correct them. So let's see here. The next muscle, that is called orbicularis oculi. The meaning of orbicularis means round, 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 round. And the meaning of oculi means eyes. And we know when someone is depressed, if we see the eyes of the person, these muscles around the eyes become very poor with the time around the eyes. So we don't see the much energy in the eyes. So let's see the location of this orbicularis oculi. Come here. Look at this image around the eyes. So around the eyes, these muscles are, this is the second muscle who become poor. I will provide you a complete list that in which emotion, which muscle are getting affected. So this is orbicularis oculi. This is the second muscle who is suffering, who is getting problem. If someone is having lots of sadness, guilty, and this person slowly and slowly develop these lines. We can see the lines below the eyes. These lines below the eyes. It is written, the tear thought, the tear thought. So the meaning, because of tears, these lines are appearing. Because of sadness, these lines are appearing. Now we have to work in these lines. So we will improve the lung energy. We will improve the metal energy. And we can do all the treatment here as well as in the body. Now, the third muscle, who is getting affected in the depression, in the sadness, in the feeling of guilty, the third muscle is called corrugator muscle. Let's see the location of corrugator muscle here. So look at this muscle. This muscle is just on the eyebrows, corrugator. This muscle get affected. This muscle is getting affected. The name of this muscle is corrugator. And as per the acupuncture, this area is also connected. This area is connected with the lungs as well as with the bladder. If you want to see how it connected with the bladder, how it connected with the bladder, so I will show you right now. Let's see this image. In the acupuncture, we are already studying the meridian, which is like a river of energy. The meridian is like a river of energy who is carrying the energy from one place to other place. So if we see this image, this is the corrugator muscle. And we can see here bladder 1, bladder 2, and bladder meridian is passing like that. So when we treat this wrinkle, when we treat this muscle, we are also balancing the bladder of the person. So indirectly, we are working at many places. And here we can see, because of this corrugator muscle, this is the wrinkle in the center, which is called frown lines, frown lines, FROWN. Frown line are developing. So this we can do like that. So the person is always in the depression, always in the sadness, always having habits of crying. He developed these frown lines. And patients are coming for these lines only for the treatment. They don't want lines on the face. So we can't treat the lines. Okay, we'll treat the lines without doing the diagnosis. we should understand first that these lines are connected with the metal element, as well as they may connect it with some other element also. We'll see one by one. And the last muscle. So mainly these three muscles are involved. So when someone is depressed, in sadness, he develops this line. This is marionette lines. Marionette lines. Second, he developed these lines below the eyes. We can tell tear lines. And he's developing these lines, which is called frown lines. So these lines are the results of metal dysfunction. Frown lines, marionette lines, tear lines are happening because of metal dysfunction. So metal dysfunction is responsible for number one, frown. Who is in the center? Number two, tear line. Who is here? Below the eyes. And number three, marionette line. Who is here? So if we want to treat these three lines, we have to improve the functions of lungs as well as large intestine. Because as per the five element, lung and large intestine are connected with the metal element. And they are connected with the sadness, crying, depression, and the emotions which we have discussed. So in this way, so any one of you feeling little difficulty to understand these all things, or it's looks easy or difficult or in between, what do you feel? Easy. Good, good, good. Clear. So do you want to become a beautiful person? If yes, then don't go in the sadness. Never be sad. Either be more happy or less happy, but there should be only happiness. Then you will develop only one line, that is a smile line. But the patient are also coming for the smile line. A smile line is coming like that till here. Even patient who is smiling all the time, they develop smile lines. So if you don't want these frown lines, these tear lines, and these lines, marionette lines, then your lungs should be in good condition. If your lung is not good, then do the pranayama and be happy. And we will, with the help of cosmetic therapy, we are having facility to treat these all wrinkles. How to do the treatment? That part will start from the Monday onwards. But right now, I want to discuss one more element today, which is very important for all of us. So let's start one more element today. So many person love, they love to worrying all the time, worrying all the time. So many person are always in worry. Oh, sorry. So many person like worry as per the five element. This is the element number one. This is the element number two, element number three, four, and this is the element number five. And the third number element is earth element, which is connected with the digestion. So our spleen and stomach coming. And emotionally, this element is connected with worry and overthinking. Overthinking. So many times our mind jumping here and there all the time. I am telling you something, but you are not listening me or thinking something else. That is overthinking. So this is the earth element. This is called third number element or earth element, which is connected with the spleen and stomach, which is connected physically with the digestion, and mentally and emotionally connected with the worry and overthinking. So if some person is always in the worry and overthinking, then what will happen? He may also develop some problems. So we know if some person worrying all the time, so he is developing this worrying lines. This is called worry lines. Many person I have seen, even in my college, I have seen one of my friend developed worry lines in the college when he was only 24 years, 23 years, something like that. And nowadays I see in the clinic many young person coming with the worry lines because they are overthinking. They are worrying all the time. Maybe because of the problem in the job, problem in the life, and any problem. So this is called worry line. This is the result of these lines are the results of worrying a lot. So let's see here. In this image, we can see. In this image, we have given the other name and we have told these lines forehead lines, forehead lines. Or many times we also tell them frontal lines because the name of this muscle is frontalis. These lines are developing on the frontalis muscle. Let's see. So if someone is suffering with these lines, we have to treat the earth element. So this is the frontalis muscle. This muscle is very long, going on the back side and meeting with the other muscle. The name of this muscle is occipitalis on the back side. So this is the continuity from front to back. In the front side, we are telling it frontalis muscle. So when we are worrying a lot, when we are doing overthinking a lot, we are developing the line on the frontalis muscle. So we are telling them frontal line, forehead lines, or worry lines. These are the results of the weakness of earth element or the problem in the spleen and the stomach. And as per the five element, this is the problem of our earth element. But the forehead lines is connected with the earth element. But each and every lines are also connected with many elements. We will see. Like, just we have seen this muscle. Just we have seen this muscle. The name of this muscle is corrugator. And I told you earlier. So when someone is always in the sadness, so this muscle is becoming weaker and poor. So this muscle is connected with the metal element. The name of this muscle is corrugator muscle. Corrugator muscle. And this muscle is also connected with the earth element. So either person in the sadness or person is doing the worry, he may develop the problem in this muscle, corrugator. And when we are doing the treatment of the patient, we are finding lots of sometimes stiffness, sometimes some different types of problem in this muscle, which we are feeling during the treatment. So corrugator muscle is very important muscle. Many times we are in the sadness and worry together. Few days back, one lady came. Her husband got some problem, and the husband is no more. So since 1 year, she is worrying a lot and she is always crying and in the sadness mode. Then we can see she has developed the furrow here in the center, from here, front lines. So the person doing worry or sadness that may develop this fronts. So in this way, worry lines and front lines are the sign of earth element is weaker and poor. So when you see the face of someone, I will tell you the story of my patient. A few days back, one lady came to my clinic. Her face was like that. She was looking like very smiling lady. She was very good, but she was having this frown lines. As soon as I have seen her, in my mind, thought came, oh, maybe she is having poor metal, means some problem in the lungs and large intestine. Or maybe she is having some poor earth element. So problem in the spleen or stomach or in the digestion. Then I asked her, okay, do you have some digestive issue? She told, no, no, doctor, I'm okay. Then I thought, okay, let her speak first. Then she told me few things. 1 minute. Then she told me, doctor, I am having low hemoglobin. Okay, how much hemoglobin? She told, my hemoglobin is between 7 to 9 since 1 year. 7 to 9 since 1 year. Then I asked, okay. Then I thought, in the 5 element theory, it is clearly given that spleen and stomach are responsible for the digestion, and spleen is responsible for making blood. Whatever we are eating the food, it is converting in the food chi via spleen. So spleen is the first organ who is connected with the anemia. So my this point was clear. Oh, maybe she is having a spleen problem. Then she told me, doctor, I always having some kapha, always some kapha, all the time, since many years. Oh, then I thought, okay, I was thinking one is enough, but she is having both problem, even lungs problem, because kapha and lungs are connected to the metal. Then so he's suffering with anemia, means digestion problem. He's also suffering with the kapha, means lung problem. Then I asked her about the emotions. Okay, do you feel sadness? Doctor, 70% time I am sad because of my family issues. So the emotion is sadness connected with the metal. And she developed the frown here, frown lines. So now we have to treat the frown lines. So we have to make the treatment plan which can do the local treatment, as well as we have to correct the condition of spleen or earth element. So we have to correct the earth element, and we have to correct the metal element. Then we can work on the front lines. And as soon as we correct the front lines, Definitely, hemoglobin, hemoglobin will also become normal. So that's why when we are doing treatment on the face, it is also improving the hemoglobin. So the patient will get improvement in the anemia. And even the lung will become normal. So the problem of the cough and cold also will be rectified. And emotionally, we can make her free from the sadness and worry. Why doing just this cosmetic treatment? So enough for today. अब हम इस क्लास का वीडियो सबको दे देंगे. So we will provide the video of this class to everyone. And on the Sunday, we will do the special class that is also free, mainly for the pigmentations, mainly for the skin problems. The timing of Sunday is morning 11 o'clock. The ID and password will be given in the group. And from the Monday onwards, we will do the class for the enrolled participants. So if anyone want to join the cosmetic therapy, they are most welcome. You can enroll, you can with the link and can join this wonderful therapy. This is the international therapy, and this types of international training anyone is giving first time in India, because this therapy is just in the out of India. But we will share, we will discuss in the more detail, more and more detail in the very deeper level. With this concept, you can improve the facial beauty as well as you can improve the internal problem of the patient. So thank you so much. अब हम थोड़ी देर में हिंदी में क्लास करेंगे. मैं 5 मिनट का ब्रेक दे रहा हूं, फिर हम हिंदी में क्लास करने वाले. अगर किसी को टाइम का कोई इशू हो, if someone is having some issue with the time, we are providing the complete class recording to every participant for 6 months. 6 months. So you can watch them anytime.